It's time for high school sports on the NCW Life Channel. Today's broadcast of high school sports on the NCW Life Channel is brought to you by Alignment Pros and Express Lube, Auto Mocha, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, Dick Seating and Air Conditioning, Biosports Physical Therapy, The Windmill Restaurant, and Harvest Valley Pest Control. Now, let's go live for all the action for tonight's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCW Life Channel.
Thanks for being along with us for our broadcast of Game 1 between Eastmont and Sunnyside here at Dan White Field in East Wenatchee. Big game coming up today as it's Game 1 of 2. As I mentioned, the doubleheader. We'll have Game 1 for you in just a little bit here. Eastmont is currently 4th in the Big 9 and looking to move up in the standings. They've had a bit of an uneven start to the year, but the team they're playing, could really say they've had a lot worse. So far, Sunnyside Grizzlies are winless overall, including 0-4 in Big 9 play, and looking to try and change that today, but the Wildcats are hoping to have their own say about that. These two teams actually played on Monday. That game taking place in Sunnyside was an 11-1 victory for the Wildcats, and they're hoping to replicate that success here today. We'll be back after these messages, and when we come back, we'll be speaking with Braden Tomlinson, the head coach of the Eastmont Wildcats. Stay tuned for that right here on the NCW Life Channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
I'm Joel Norman, and thank you for joining us here on the NCW Life Channel. I'm joined now by Eastmont head coach Braden Tomlinson ahead of Game 1 of 2 between Eastmont baseball against Sunnyside here at Dan White Field. Brandon, thank you for joining us, and let's talk about this. It's a doubleheader. You guys have plenty of these throughout the schedule, but talk to me what the approach is going into that, because obviously you have to manage the pitching staff and catchers. There's a couple other guys who kind of need some blows throughout games.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week for us this week where typically we have a game on Tuesday and then doubleheader Friday, but this week, because we have to make up a game with Wenatchee, so we went a single game on Monday, doubleheader Thursday, and then a single game on Saturday versus Wenatchee. So we definitely are running our pitchers differently than we do typically. We're going to be throwing quite a few guys out there today, getting some young guys some innings. They're going to make their varsity debuts today, so it should be good. Catching-wise, we have a guy that's a horse back there, so he goes out there and does a job and does a very good job back there. But we'll be getting guys in the game throughout the game, trying to get as many guys out there as we can. So,
as you mentioned, it's really an unconventional week. There are 3 different opponents in 4 games in the 1 week, and in a lot of ways your guys may be looking ahead to Wenatchee, of course, a nearby rival, and 2 weeks ago dropped a couple of them. How do you kind of keep them focused on today, or is that something they do a pretty good job of on their own?
They're pretty focused with what's at hand. They're a really good group of kids that they're out here for the right reasons and continuing to prove each and every day, and we know that if we improve on a day like today, then it's going to get us more ready for Saturday, but definitely never overlook your opponent and go at them.
Let's talk about that opponent, the Sunnyside Grizzlies, who've had trouble scoring runs this year. Only a few runs on the board, a negative 46 run differential. Early in the season, but still, they are winless in Big 9 play. What's the scouting report on this team?
They're very young, well coached, but very young. So we played against them on Monday, and our pitching staff did a really good job against them. I just hope that we continue to go out there and pitch a lot of strikes and continue to play with good defense. we've been playing really good defense this year, and hopefully that continues today. As far as at the plate, we just got to continue to make adjustments and make sure we're being patient and doing the things that are necessary to compete against the good teams.
I'm glad you brought that game earlier this week. You scored 11 runs in that game. Boy, the offense was really great in that one. It seems like this time of year, pitchers sometimes are ahead of hitters, or maybe vice versa. Depends which coach you talk to. How do you really feel your team's come along offensively?
They're doing a really good job. Early in the year, like I was saying, they were impatient. A lot of them got in the way when they were younger, pulling every pitch, and so we're just working on making sure that the kids are taking pitches where they need to be hit. Outside pitches need to go to opposite field and stuff. And they're doing a really good job of that. And I think if they continue to do that, then they'll see that they're going to be more successful with all pitches if they can learn to be patient at the plate.
Awesome. Coach, thank you for joining us, and best of luck here today.
Thank you very much.
That was head coach Braden Tomlinson of the Eastmont Wildcats with us ahead of today's doubleheader. First, a game of 2 between Eastmont and Sunnyside coming up after these messages. You're watching the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Thanks for being along with us on the NCW Life Channel. I'm Joel Norman with you here, getting ready for Game 1 between Eastmont and Sunnyside right here at Dan White Field in East Wenatchee. Thanks for being along. As I mentioned, it's a doubleheader. Eastmont getting ready to try and improve their record. Overall 3-5, 2-4 in Big 9 play. They are in 5th place, and a spot below them is Sunnyside, but Sunnyside a few more games back, 0-5 overall, 0-4 in the conference. Eastmont, the home team for both games today. We'll only have Game 1 for you here on NCW Life. So let's run down the lineups real quickly, starting off with a visiting Sunnyside Grizzlies. Leading off and playing in center field will be Dylan Clampett. Batting second and playing at third base will be Miguel Nieto. The pitcher, Ed Almaguer, will bat third. Fabian Chavez is the cleanup hitter, and he'll do the catching. Jaime Jimenez is the designated hitter, batting fifth. David Velarde is the left fielder. He'll bat sixth. Logan Rodriguez will bat, check that, Velarde batting fifth. Logan Rodriguez will bat seventh. He's the shortstop. Zeke Mendoza is hitting eighth. He'll be at first base. And Sergio Peralta rounds out the order, batting ninth and playing at second base. Now we flip things over. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Eastmont Wildcats. Jackson Brown is the left fielder, batting leadoff. Behind him, Kalen Massey will bat second and play in center field. Lucas Banning is the number 3 hitter, playing in right field. Jaron Schneider will hit cleanup and play at first base. Austin Popoff is the pitcher, batting fifth. David Bedolla will hit seventh. Check that, and play at third base. After that is Peyton Andrus, the shortstop, followed by the number 8 hitter, Landon Kimberly, playing at second base, batting eighth, and Jordan Singleton is the catcher, batting ninth. So we're getting ready. Game 1 will be coming up in just a couple moments here. Stay tuned with us right here on the NCW Life Channel.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support.
Thanks, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
We're just about ready to go here from Dan White Field. Eastmont taking on Sunnyside today, this afternoon here at Dan White Field. As I mentioned, it's game one of a doubleheader. We're only going to have game one for you here, but nonetheless should be an exciting game. I'm Joel Norman here on the NCW Life channel. Thanks for tuning in to our pregame show before the coach's interview with Wildcats head coach Brandon Schmidt was brought to you by TC Slingers. If it's rock, bark, sand, or soil, there's no need for wheelbarrows, shovels, or rakes. They'll place the material for you. Today's broadcast is also being brought to you by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment. Online at alignmentpros.com or at 182 Eastmont Avenue. So the Wildcats will be in their home white jerseys with the red and blue trim on them. The numbers mostly in blue and the wording on the jerseys in red. You see the piping as well on the pants and the tops. Red hats with the white top of them as well a little bit, but mostly red overall. The visiting Grizzlies from Sunnyside in red jerseys and white numbering and lettering. So leading things off for Sunnyside will be Dylan Clampett, the center fielder. He'll go up against Eastmont starter Austin Popoff. Popoff coming into this game with an 0-1 record, a 6.56 ERA, 3 strikeouts, and a 1.87 whip. Walks and hits per innings pitched. So the right-hander's got his signs. He kicks and fires with the first pitch of the ball game. It is upstairs a little bit high, and we're underway at 4:02 p.m. Pacific time. Beautiful day for baseball. Mostly sunny skies here overall in East Wenatchee. Second offering misses as well, so it's a 2-0 count right now. Wildcats enter this game with a 2-4 record in Big 9 play. 3-5 overall. That's ball 3. Clampett, the right-handed hitter, playing in center field for the Grizzlies. Winless overall this season. 0-6 in Big 9 play. 0-4 in Big 9 play. 0-5 overall. There's a strike. It's 3-1. Clampett. Get back in the batter's box. In a favorable hitter's count, we'll see what he sees here. He'll take another strike, so he's looked at all 5 pitches so far, and the count is full. Popoff looking to get the strikeout. As I mentioned, only 3 on the season. Trying to lower that 6.56 ERA. Popoff gets his sign and delivers. That one, check swing, is just barely nicked foul. Back to the high fencing behind home plate. A few fans still filing in here to Dan White Field. Behind home plate. And a couple rows still a little bit empty, though. Now the right-hander ready with another payoff pitch. Kicks and fires. That will be fouled away as well to the right side. Well out of play. Fortunately, we don't see that one careening toward our NCW Life truck. That was parked pretty close to the field, but looks like there's enough protection over there. Another payoff pitch coming. Here it is from Popoff. A little bit low in ball 4, so the lengthy 8-pitch at-bat comes to a conclusion and ends with Clampett advancing to first base on a leadoff walk. So a runner aboard for Sunnyside. They've been pretty anemic offensively, to put things pretty simply this season. They've scored a total of 2 runs through their first 5 games. But they've got the leadoff batter aboard. Showing bunt and putting the bunt down is Miguel Nieto. Goes to Popoff. He throws over to first, and it's in time. Schneider's able to get that. The sacrifice bunt goes 1-3 on the putout, but advancing to second base is Clampett. And now a runner is in scoring position for the visiting Grizzlies. Ed Almaguer, the opposing pitcher, steps in now trying to drive a run in with 1 out, no score in the top of the first inning. Popoff delivers this one, smacked in the air to right field, moving back, and that one's going to get down in right center field. That will easily bring in the first run of the ball game, and Almaguer is into second with a run-scoring double to put the visiting Grizzlies on the board 1-0 early on. Almaguer came up swinging immediately, and he, nearly sent that one out of the park. Looked like the wind coming toward home plate a little too much. Otherwise, that may have seen its way over the right center fence. It's as good of a ball as you're going to see hit there. Almaguer with the RBI double, 1-0 Sunnyside in the top of the first inning. That brings up Fabian Chavez, who takes low in the zone. Popoff missed on that pitch. But scampering back to second base was Almaguer. 1-0 the count, 1 out. 1 run on 1 hit so far in the inning for the visiting Sunnyside Grizzlies. Right-hander's next pitch is swung on and missed. And the count even up, a ball and a strike. We'll go through the defense for Eastmont here in just a moment after this pitch. Starting in the outfield, but Popoff has his sign, checks second, kicks and fires. This one hit in the air to left center, and it's going to be in between both Brown and Massey. That's going to be likely another run-scoring double. But we'll see a little bit of a hold-up getting from first to second, but now getting there, sliding in safely is Chavez. It's back-to-back RBI doubles, and the Eastmont Wildcats now trail the Sunnyside Grizzlies 2-0. So Chavez and Almaguer coming through with the big hits in this inning. 2 extra base hits. Sunnyside in 7 innings only scored 1 run on Monday, but they've already outdone that. Just 4 batters into this game, scoring 2 runs off of the home Wildcats. The Wildcats won Monday's game by a score of 11-1, and really the key for them was striking early. They played at 8 of those 11 runs in the first 3 innings. 5 of them came in the second inning. You'll love to see a road visit like that, but a road effort like that, beg your pardon, but and you're going to have to put up a similar effort here today, as it looks like the Grizzlies have come out swinging. Way ahead of the first offering from Popoff was Jaime Jimenez, the designated hitter. Popoff has 1 out in the inning. That was on a sacrifice bunt. So all 3 the other batters have reached base. 2 of them have scored. The other one is currently at second base in Chavez. Jimenez steps out for a moment as Singleton will tie his shoes. Good time for us to take a look at the defensive alignment for Eastmont. Left to right in the outfield, Brown, Massey, and Banning. On the infield, Bedoya, Andrus, Kimmerly, and Schneider as we go third to first base. And as I mentioned, Singleton behind the plate doing the catching. And head coach Smitten said he expects Singleton to be out there for both games. He's a veteran, said he can handle that. Popoff kicks and delivers. Swung on, shot back to him at the mound. He looks over at third. The runner's going to get there anyway, and he will toss over to first base to retire Jimenez. So as I mentioned, Chavez goes to third. Jimenez is out on the putout going 1-3. And there are now 2 outs in the inning, but the runner 90 feet away from scoring now. Popoff checking the runner at third base right across from him, and he'll deliver to David Velarde upstairs for ball 1. 2 runs in on the inning on a pair of back-to-back RBI doubles. First, it was the pitcher, Ed Almaguer, helping himself out to score Clampett, who led off the game with a walk. And then Fabian Chavez, who's now at third base, hit an RBI double to left field to score Almaguer. 2-0 is the count to Velarde. He's the 6th batter of the inning for the visiting Grizzlies, looking to get their first win of the season. That pitch is in there for a strike. That'll leave him the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning. We're still in the top of the first inning. Popoff has the sign and fires. That one's a strike. Check that now. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in a 2-0 game. Chavez at third. Velarde at the plate. Popoff on the mound, kicks and delivers, swing and a miss, and that will do it for the top of the first inning. 2 runs come across, but Popoff able to limit the damage to an extent. In with another runner in scoring position. Eastmont coming to bat in just a moment. You're watching today's game on the NCW Life Channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Well, after allowing 2 runs in the top of the first inning, the Eastmont Wildcats are looking for a response here as it's their turn to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Let's run through the Wildcats' order here. As we mentioned it earlier on, it's going to be Jackson Brown leading off and playing in left field. After him will be Kalen Massey batting second and playing in center field. Lucas Banning is the number 3 hitter playing in right field. Jaron Schneider will clean up and play at first base. Austin Popoff will bat fifth and be the pitcher. David Bedoya hits sixth. He's at third base. Peyton Andrus is the shortstop, batting seventh. Landon Kimmerly will play at second base and bat eighth. And Jordan Singleton rounds out the order, batting ninth and catching. Ed Almager is on the mound for Sunnyside in this ball game. He tosses right, hits left, had an RBI double as the number 3 hitter in this ball game to plate the first run of the ball game, and then scored the second run himself. Actually, check that, he is a left-hander as well. The way he was holding the glove there looked like a right-hander, but no, the southpaw both at the plate and on the mound. Here's the left-hander's first pitch, and it's going to be a strike, even though it wasn't handled by the catcher Chavez. Left to right in the outfield, Velarde, Clampett, Martinez, Nieto, Rodriguez, Peralta, Mendoza around the corner on the infield. It's the defense for the Sunnyside Grizzlies, as the next one is tossed and hit over toward third, gobbled up by Nieto. He'll fire over to first, and with a nice extension from Mendoza, retires the first batter of the inning, Brown. And I'll bring up Kalen Massey, the center fielder, in just a moment. But first, we'd like to thank our sponsor in this inning, Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street across from Wenatchee Valley College. Massey stepping up to the plate. We'll see the first pitch from the southpaw, and he'll take a strike. Massey actually pitched on Monday against Sunnyside. 3 innings, struck out 3, allowed 1 run. Was relieved by Peyton Andrus, who closed out the rest of the game. Andrus also in the lineup today is the shortstop batting 7th. It's taken for a ball. Scoreboard says no balls and 2 strikes, but that one called by the umpire as a ball, so it's 1-1. The left-hander Almaguer has his sign. The long delivery tosses it in and just off the plate for another ball. 2-1. Infield mostly back except for the third baseman Nieto playing pretty even with the bag. Everyone else near the end of the infield. Now Almaguer with another kick and a pitch, swings, and it's fouled away the right side, tailing well out of play for a foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Bottom of the first inning, Eastmont trailing 2-0 here from Dan Whitefield. I'm Joel Norman with you on the NCW Live channel. Thank you for being along with us. Eastmont looking to move up the standings, currently 5th place in the Big 9. That's well off the plate for a ball, so the count moves full. A nice job by Massey to work the count and try and push it as far as he can. Some of the battle for some of these guys at the top of the order. You hear that a lot about batters at the top of the order or at the bottom of the order. You kind of just want to work the count as best as possible. You ain't obviously get on base, but at the very least, see as many pitches as possible. Here's the payoff pitch from Almaguer. That one will be fouled away again. Out of play behind the first base side. You look at the Sunnyside bench. Of course, 9 guys on the field, but you only see 3 guys on that bench. So you don't always, it's not often you see many pinch hitters, but don't expect too many defensive substitutions for them today. Another foul ball, almost to the exact same spot off the bat of Massey. Doing a nice job of working the count. The count is full to him currently. As you'll recall, in the top of the first inning, it was Dylan Clampett, currently in center field for Sunnyside, who led off the game by seeing 8 pitches before drawing a full count walk. Perhaps with 1 out here in the bottom of the inning, Massey trying to do something similar. Pitch number 9 of this at-bat. And another foul ball to the right side. Now Massey is battling. You hear a lot of hitters talk about this sometimes when they're really battling with the pitchers, that they kind of say they're waiting for their pitch. And sometimes it's really the great sign of a hitter how well you can read the at-bat and read the pitches and tell maybe I'm going to foul this one off and hopefully live to fight another pitch. Another payoff pitch coming from the tall left-hander Almaguer. Swung on, that's going to be hit up the middle perfectly for a base hit. So the 10-pitch at-bat goes in favor of Massey. Picks up the first hit of the ball game for Eastmont and is aboard with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Today's broadcast is also being brought to you by Color FX, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years. Call Color FX at 509-470-9586. So for the first time today, Almaguer will pitch from the stretch, and he will miss inside for a ball as it goes back to the backstop. Couldn't be handled by the catcher, Chavez. And I imagine that's going to go as a wild pitch. And advancing over to second base on the pitch will be Massey. So he moves into scoring position for Lucas Banning. Banning hitting third, but entered today with a 133 batting average. Conventionally and historically, the best hitter on a team has hit third. Banning hit this over to third, handled by Nieto, checks the runner, fires over to first. It can't be handled by the first baseman, Mendoza. Already off and running on the throw was Massey. He will come all the way around to score. Great base running by Massey as he scores on the error by the third baseman, Nieto, as Mendoza could not handle. Actually, that might go on Mendoza, check that. Nonetheless, either way, Eastmont is on the board, only down by 1. It's a 2-1 ball game with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. I think they're going to give that one to the first baseman. So coming around to score with great base running was Massey. And the error is going to go on the first baseman, Mendoza, who could not handle that throw. Pretty solid throw from Nieto, who took his eyes off first base for a moment before tossing over. But nonetheless, the run comes in, an unearned run against Almaguer. Blows a strike to Jaron Schneider. Banning over at first after reaching on the error. Toss over to first to check him. He gets back with a slide. Massey's base running, a big part of why Eastmont's still alive in this inning. He probably would have been at second if that throw goes normally. Here's a pitch out, running with the pitch and sliding in safely thanks to a little bit off of a throw from Chavez is Banning, and he takes second base. So Banning probably shouldn't have been on the base paths after reaching on the error, but taking advantage of his time out there nonetheless, picks up the stolen base, and he moves into scoring position. Almaguer has been pitching from the stretch ever since allowing the base hit to Massey. He'll do so in a moment again here. The 1-1 to Schneider can't be handled. It's a pass ball. That goes to the backstop, and advancing to third will be Banning. So an eventful trip around the bases for Lucas Banning. He's only got 90 feet to go to tie this ball game up. Almaguer taking his time, trying to settle down a little bit, off to a bit of a rough start. Called time for a moment, but now he's all set. The left-hander looks over to first. No one over there, obviously, but delivers. That's off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike to the cleanup hitter for the Wildcats, Jaron Schneider, coming in hitting .250 on the season. That's on the right side with Lucas Banning over at third. Reached on an error, stole second, and advanced to third base on a pass ball. Pitch out is a ball, 3-1. Almaguer slowing things down a little bit, kind of worked quickly on the first two batters. But after giving up that single to Massey on the 10-pitch at bat, he's winding it back a little bit and is taking his time with each pitch. So a long first inning, both teams getting on the board. 2 runs for Sunnyside in the top of the inning, and Eastmont got 1 in the bottom half. Check swing. Was he able to check it? Yes, he was. Heading over to first now will be Schneider after drawing the 5-pitch walk. First walk of the ball game for the southpaw Almaguer. As I mentioned, a long top of the first inning. We're going on almost 20 minutes on it right now. It started at 4:02. It's 4:20 right now. Eastmont looking to extend it a little bit more. Runners at the corners and 1 out. That brings off the pitcher, Austin Popoff, trying to help his own case. Takes a ball inside. Popoff hitting 167 this season. Batting from the right side. As I mentioned, he allowed 2 runs on 2 hits in the top of the first inning. But bats now in the bottom of the inning looking to tie the game up. Runner takes off from first. The throw is strong, a little bit short though, so getting in, standing up will be Jaron Schneider. And that was a really heads-up play by the shortstop Rodriguez to come in and take that throw. And you see a lot of baseball teams, especially at lower levels, they try to catch a team sleeping defensively, by kind of doing the double steal. Runner takes off from first, the runner at third kind of hesitates, and then maybe he takes off once he sees the catcher throw it. But in that case, nice job by the Grizzlies to keep an eye on both runners. Another ball outside. It's 2-1 to Popoff. As I mentioned, Almaguer being very slow and deliberate. He's taking his time with each sign, and he's taking his time coming set right now. Kicks and delivers from the stretch. Swung on. That's going to get in for a base hit. This might give Eastmont the lead. Coming around third and scoring is Banning, and right behind him is Schneider as the cutoff throw could not be handled. So it's a 2 RBI single for Austin Popoff, and the Eastmont Wildcats now lead the Sunnyside Grizzlies 3-2. So a nice inning for Eastmont after a tough top of the first inning. Looks like a courtesy runner will be coming on for Popoff. Of course, you're allowed to do this. Popoff has the pitcher in this game, getting a little bit extra rest. Looks like Logan Schneider will be pinch running. Still 1 out in the inning, 3 runs in for Eastmont. They lead 3-2. Strike is taken by David Bedoya, the third baseman. Bedoya hitting .250 on the season, entering today's ball game. That's with a runner at first base after the 2 RBI single by Austin Popoff to give the Wildcats the 3-2 lead. That one a little bit low, couldn't be handled by Chavez. He had a little bit of trouble finding it, but Bedoya, the batter, telling his runner to stay put. Probably a good call there. As the ball kind of stays in the dirt, whether it's a wild pitch or a pass ball, it's probably not worth the runner taking off. Toss back to first. That might have got him. Ooh, that looked close. Schneider back safely, though. Almaguer, as all southpaws do, really has a heck of an advantage, being able to look right across the field at first base every time he delivers. Runner takes off. That's not going to be handled by the catcher, Chavez, so it's a stolen base for the Wildcats. Technically, I believe that stolen base gets credit to Popoff, even though he did have a courtesy runner out. So it's not too bad, getting a stolen base, staying on the bench the whole time. 2-1 the count to Bedoya, and he'll take another ball, 3-1. Bedoya is the 6th batter of the inning for Eastmont. Currently holding a 3-2 lead. 3 runs so far this inning on 2 hits and an error. And they're looking to add to it. The southpaw sets and fires. That's outside as well. Ball 4. Second walk of the inning. Second in the last 3 batters. And that now makes 5 consecutive batters that have reached base for Eastmont. It started with Massey singling, Banning reaching on an error. Schneider had a walk. Popoff had a single. And now Bedoya walks as well. Overall in the inning, 3 stolen bases for Eastmont, as it feels like every time a runner's taken off, Chavez has had a little bit of trouble handling the ball as he's trying to make that transfer from the glove to the throwing hand. The multitasking is something I think a lot of fans may take for granted for a catcher, but that is, in the heat of the moment, that is not an easy thing to do. So a visit to the mound to chat with Ed Almaguer. I'd like to thank another one of our sponsors, Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians. Celebrating 25 years in the car care business, they speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. Also would like to give a special thank you to One Way Construction. Founded in 2000, One Way is a premier custom home builder and construction company in Leavenworth, Cashmere, Chelan, Wenatchee, and North Central Washington areas. Whether your project requires general contracting, framing, concrete, or consulting services, they want to be a part of making your vision a reality. They believe that great communication and customer service plays the most important role of a successful construction project. Find them on the web at onewayconstructionnw.com. 0-1 the count to Peyton Andrus, who, as we mentioned, closed out the final 3 innings of Eastmont's 11-1 victory the other day over Sunnyside. That was back on Monday. Grounds one over the third, nearly hit his head coach, Brandon Schmidt, who just got above that one. 0-2 quickly the count to Andrus. Grizzlies would love a ground ball here, and they're almost expecting one to the left side. You look at where the second baseman Peralta is playing. Obviously right with the bag in case there's a throw. We'll see if he moves over to the right after the pitch. He does move slightly, not a ton though. Way inside for a ball, 1-2 to Peyton Andrus, hitting .333 entering today. So playing a slight pull, but usually when you see the second baseman that close to the bag, you see the shortstop, in this case Rodriguez, shifted a little bit more to the left side. It's almost like they're keeping both of them to the bag in case a throw gets behind one of them. Almaguer steps off, and he faked a throw to second. But quickly back on the hill. 1-2 the count, 3-2 Eastmont leads. Checks the runner at first, no look at second, delivers, swing and a miss. Andrus regretted that one immediately. Very low in the dirt. He offered that and could not come through. So he strikes out for the second out of the inning. So that brings up Landon Kimmerly, the second baseman. Kimmerly looking to continue this strong inning for Eastmont. The number 8 hitter in the lineup. 6 of the other batters in this inning, 5 of them have reached base. 5 of the 7 to bat before. 1-0 the count. Almaguer has got to be hoping this at-bat ends pretty quickly. We'll see if he even gets to toe the rubber again in the second inning. An extended opening frame for both teams. That one's low and in the zone. Talked a few minutes ago about how this first inning has taken certainly a little bit of time. Started at 4:02 or 4:28 p.m. right now. So nearing a half hour for the first inning of the ball game. Somewhere Rob Manfred, MLB commissioner, is cringing. Southpaw fires. That's in there for a strike. Pop throw up to second base. Hits off of the second baseman Peralta. Took a funky bounce. Bounced away from him, but Rodriguez was right there to, I guess, back him up, even though he wasn't necessarily behind Peralta. Nonetheless, no harm, no foul. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 3-2, Eastmont leads. Almaguer kicks in and fires in another strike, and the count is even up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning. It started with Brown grounding out to third, but after that, 5 consecutive batters reached base. 3 of them came around to score. 2 of them currently on the base paths. And Kimmerly looking to add to the lead. Almaguer delivers, swung on and missed, strike 3. So the lengthy inning comes to an end, but not before Eastmont gets 3 runs to come across, and they take a 3-2 lead. We'll be back with the second inning right here on NCW Life.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frapita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha Frappitas.
peach Red Bull.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Well, it was an extended first inning. All in all, 27 minutes for the opening frame of today's ball game. And all in all, it resulted in a 3-2 lead for Eastmont over Sunnyside here at Dan White Field. I'm Joel Norman with you here on the NCW Life Channel. 5 runs for both teams. A cumulative total after that opening inning. We'll see what this next inning has on tap. Austin Popoff delivers, and it misses low for a ball to Logan Rodriguez, the shortstop. Hits one to the left of the mound. It'll be gobbled up by Bedoya. Tossed to first a little high. Can't be handled by the first baseman Schneider, who was trying to do a swipe tag. And trying to avoid that, Rodriguez tumbled behind him, but not before touching first base safely. And he is aboard to start the inning. It'll go down as an error on the third baseman, Bedoya. The throwing error drawing Schneider off of the bag. So a pair of errors for both teams. Rodriguez is aboard to lead off the top of the second inning. There's a strike to Zeke Mendoza, the first baseman. No balls and 1 strike. Austin Popoff, the pitcher, allowed 2 runs on a pair of hits in the first inning. Fouled away. Got the final batter of the inning, Velarde, to strike out. Looks like there might be a change here on the field. We've got some sort of a change being made. I'm not sure what's going on. I heard the head coach for Sunnyside shout over to the dugout for someone else to grab a bat. Looks like Mendoza may be exiting this game. And he will, exactly, in the middle of an 0-2 count. So yeah, there will be a pinch hit. Odd to see that happen. Don't have the numbers for the Sunnyside roster, so I'm not sure who's coming on to pinch hit. But Mendoza out of the game. Nonetheless, Popoff looking for the strikeout. The 0-2 pitch coming. Bunt is shown. Taken for a ball upstairs. The pop throw to first is not in time. Looks like it's going to be Matt Serta coming on for Mendoza. Puts another bunt attempt down. That one's fouled away. And that's strike 3. Serta thought he still had an at-bat, but you come in the middle of an 0-2 count, and you foul one off by showing bunt, and it is a strikeout. So Serta strikes out, maybe less excitingly, but is nonetheless out of the ball game. Sergio Peralta steps up to the plate. 1 out, runner at first base. Popoff delivers a strike. Three to 2 is the score. We're in the top of the second inning. Eastmont leading Sunnyside. Wildcats 5th currently in the Big 9, looking to make a move in the standings. They're off to a good start here today in Game 1 of the doubleheader. They allowed 2 runs in the top of the first inning and scored 3 of their own in the bottom half. Popoff looking for strikeout number 3 and trying to strike out back-to-back batters. No, it's a fair ball. Thought he was fouled away. Throw over to second is high, and everyone's going to be safe. It's a fielder's choice, but nonetheless, everyone is safe. So advancing to second is Rodriguez, and going to first is Peralta. A high throw from Singleton to second. It was meant for Andrus to touch the bag, but Kimberly behind him had to back it up, and he caught it And probably the right decision, decided to eat it instead of tossing wildly over to first. 2 on, 1 out. First offering to Dylan Clampett is a ball. Clampett reached on a walk and scored the first run of the ball game in the first inning. Fielder's choice going down 2-4. Foul ball to the third base side. Sunnyside entered today's ball game, as we mentioned on the pregame show, with a negative 46 run differential and only scored a couple of runs this season. They've scored 2 already in this game, doubling that total. Now they're looking to tie this one back up. 2 on and 1 out. Swing and a miss from Clampett. A nice fastball upstairs by Popoff that he couldn't handle. Almost looked like Clampett was surprised that was upstairs. It was way ahead of that fastball. Way behind, rather. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Actually, no, just barely getting a piece of it. He fouled that off underneath the legs of Singleton, but he trapped it in front of him. So Popoff taking a little bit of time here, slowing things down. Has his sign. Checks second a couple times and delivers. Breaking ball going to be over the head of the first baseman Schneider into shallow right field. Banning was there immediately to get that one. A strong throw in. Couldn't be handled by Schneider, but nonetheless will hold Clampett to a single. Everyone else moves up 90 feet. Peralta to second, Rodriguez to third, and the bases are loaded in the top of the second inning, and that will cause a visit to the mound. As assistant coach, I believe Mark Everett will be Kyle Dawkins will be heading out to the mound to chat with the infield. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies will assemble over at third base. The batter will be Miguel Nieto. He's chatting with Logan Rodriguez and their head coach over there at the hot corner. Eastmont infield, except for the third baseman Bedoya, is on the mound. And the conference comes to a conclusion. Eastmont needs 2 outs to end the inning, and that's what you just saw Singleton signaling to everyone on the infield. A ground ball to any base will do. Austin Popoff has allowed 2 runs in this ball game, but looking to get out of this inning unscathed. Nieto at the plate put down a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. Fouls this one off. 2 strikeouts in the ball game for Popoff. Clampett at first was the first runner in this inning to reach on a base hit. The other 2, Rodriguez at third on an error and Peralta at second on a fielder's choice. Wave and a miss. Set a pitch way in the dirt. Nieto could not catch up with that one. So no balls and 2 strikes. Looking for a ground ball or a strikeout. The pitch swung on and missed. It gets behind Singleton, but not too far. No, now he scampers down a little bit as he tripped up. He got the ball, though, nonetheless. And because the runner at third, Rodriguez, wasn't off to the races or really even getting much of a start at all, everyone's going to stay put. And Eastmont almost survives a scare there, I think you could say. Nonetheless, a strikeout for Popoff, his third of the game. And there's now 2 outs in the inning. Again, any base will do. They only need 1 out. Almaguer drove in the first run of the ball game with a double last inning, trying to either tie this one back up or put the Grizzlies ahead once again. A 1-0 count. Popoff comes set. Doesn't even worry about the base runners. The full windup, the pitch. It just misses. Eastmont hoping for the strike there. A long look in from Popoff, and Singleton took a little time framing that. 2-0 the count. 2 outs and the base is full of Grizzlies. Grounded to the left side. It'll be handled by Andrews, who flips to second, and the fielder's choice will end the inning. So the Wildcats had the bases loaded. The Grizzlies will strand all 3 runners, though, as they couldn't tie this one back up. After an inning and a half, it's 3-2 Eastmont. We'll have more in a moment right here on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Today's high school sports broadcast on the NCW Life channel is being brought to you by the Windmill Restaurant. The Windmill Restaurant of Wenatchee prides itself on being a local legend for 80 years. The Windmill features slow-roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks, and fresh seafood. Homemade dressings and pies are made daily and are the mainstay of this legendary landmark restaurant. The Windmill has a full bar and an excellent selection of beer and wine from which to choose. Call the Windmill today at 665-9529. Joe Norman with you here on the NCW Live channel as the Eastmont Wildcats have a 3-2 lead over the visiting Sunnyside Grizzlies. Sunnyside lost to Eastmont 11-1 on Monday earlier this week, but back in action looking to get a win here today. It will be their first of the season for the Grizzlies. They're already off to a strong start, scoring 2 runs in the first inning and equaling their run output of the previous 5 games this season. But they gave up 3 in the bottom of the first and have a 1-run deficit on their hands. First pitch to Jordan Singleton is taken for a ball upstairs. Tall left-handed hitting catcher for the Wildcats, leading off the inning. The only batter for Eastmont not to bat in the bottom of the first inning. Ed Almaguer on for his second inning of work, delivers, and it's bunted to the left side. Almaguer, bare hands, fires to first, and it's just a little bit late. The Grizzlies defense caught sleeping, and Singleton makes him pay with a bunt single. Third hit of the ball game for Eastmont. They had 2 in the first. One the single by Kalen Massey, and the other one was the 2 RBI single by the pitcher, Austin Popov. We'll have another courtesy runner come on. Singleton will head over to the bench. Vinny Cortez will run for Eastmont. Cortez, the courtesy runner over at first to give Singleton a blow here. Meanwhile, top of the order, it's Jackson Brown on for his second plate appearance of the day. He takes a ball. Grounded out to third base to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Both teams have had their leadoff batters bat in both innings so far. There's the 1-0 from Almaguer, hit hard over to third. That's going to go just to the side of Nieto into left field. Stopping at second base is the courtesy runner Cortez. A little trouble handling the ball by the left fielder Velarde, and everyone's going to move up 90 feet. So runners at second and third now for the Wildcats. It was just going to be a single by Brown, but now he's going to head over to second base. I imagine that's got to go. Yeah, that will go down as an error on the left fielder Velarde. Not too bad. Second and third, no outs for Eastmont. You got to love the way this one's starting out. They lead by 1 run, but both runners on base in scoring position. From the stretch, Almaguer delivers outside to Massey. Wait, if you are the Grizzlies right now, you've got to be really praying to get out of this inning without giving up too much, if anything. That one goes to the backstop. I'm going to give up at least 1 here, as going across standing despite the late throw will be Singleton. Check that, Cortez, the pinch runner, excuse me, the courtesy runner rather. He will come in to score on the wild pitch. Moving up to third base is Brown. So Eastmont does add to its lead. It's now 4-2. 2-run lead for the Wildcats. As Massey still bats, it's a 2-0 count. Galen Massey going against the southpaw Ed Almaguer. He will take a ball. Talked about a lot of trouble for this battery duo of Almaguer and Chavez. Pass ball in the first inning, and a wild pitch as well. Almaguer just delivered his second wild pitch of the game a moment ago. He's also allowed 3 runners to attempt steals, and not only attempt them, but be successful on all 3 attempts. Gets a strike in there to Massey to move the count to 3-1. Southpaw taking his time with a full windup, delivers. Swung on in, hit over to short. Rodriguez had a little trouble at first reading it, but tosses over to first, and that will retire Massey. But coming in to score on the RBI ground out is Brown, and it's now 5-2 Eastmont here in the second. RBI ground out for Massey. I mentioned Rodriguez, it looked like he almost got a lunge into that ball a little bit lower than where his glove should have been. He started a little higher than it should have been, but moved it down lower at the last moment to successfully record the out. 1 out in the inning, base is empty, and Lucas Banning comes to bat. He'll take a ball. Banning reached on an error, stole second, and went to third on pass ball before coming around to score on Austin Popoff's RBI single. The 1-0 coming from Almaguer. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. First inning took 27 minutes. We're nearing 20 minutes for the length of this second inning. Low 1-1. Another breaking ball. That misses just off the plate, though. So Almaguer going a little more off speed with no one on the base paths. Southpaw adjusting his hat before taking a look at his signs from the catcher, Chavez. Coxon fires and delivers another ball. Banning looking over to third for a few signs, but really not getting any. At this point, everything's gone right at the plate for Eastmont. 5 runs through 2 innings. They scored 11 on Monday. Just about halfway there today. 3-1. That's low, ball 4, another walk. It's the third in the ball game rather for Almaguer. And Banning will head over to first. So Almaguer was pitching from the windup for one batter, but now goes back from the stretch as he'll go up against the cleanup batter for the Wildcats, Jaron Schneider. Schneider walked and scored and also stole second base in the first inning. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. Pop throw to first is not in time. As back with a slide is Banning. Banning getting some signs from Schmitten now over at third. A little bit of wind coming toward home plate here at Dan White Field. Swinging and missing is Schneider, taking off for second, and getting in there successfully is Banning. So another inning, another stolen base for Banning, his second of the ball game, and he moves into scoring position. Eastmont up by 3, looking for more. They've successfully stolen 4 bases on 4 attempts so far today. Going to the count. Almaguer checks second and fires. That's way high and outside, but handled by Chavez. Doesn't get a glove on that. Pretty easily you see Banning go to third. Might be the last inning for Almaguer. We'll see. If it comes out in the third, it's simply to save the bullpen. But he has really struggled here today. Low and way in front of the plate. Can't be handled by the catcher, Chavez. That's a wild pitch. So heading over to third is Banning. Boy, Banning's box score is going to be pretty filled up after this one with how much he's moved around on the base paths and how he's reached base. 0 for 1, but he's already scored once. He's stolen 2 bases and walked. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Pop throw to third, not in time. Banning gets back there, but Schneider strikes out for the second out of the inning. So the runner at third, Austin Popoff, will now bat. Popoff has allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. Drove in 2 runs himself in the first inning to give the Wildcats the lead. Pops to the first pitch off, first base side, moving over and taking a look, but watching it go over the fence is the first baseman Mendoza. Long trot back to third base for Banning. Popoff, meanwhile, back at the plate. Pretty much knew that one was a foul ball off the bat, but nevertheless gave it a little look himself as he trotted down the first baseline. 0-1 the count. Almaguer is set and fires. Swung on, hit hard over to third, but well foul. Almaguer has allowed 5 runs on 4 hits, and his defense hasn't helped him out. 2 errors. He's allowed 4 stolen bases as well. Trying to get out of this inning here without having to face another batter. Popoff is the 6th batter of the inning. Takes upstairs for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. Getting a little extra time to rest, even if he is at the plate. If he does make the final out, this means that both pitchers in this inning will have made the final out before heading out to the mound. No, he won't be, as he's plunked on the left toe. I don't think I've ever seen someone get hit by a pitch that low to the ground. That in front of the plate. Almaguer's control a little bit off. Runners at the corners now and 2 outs as the inning continues with David Bedoya coming to the plate. There is action in the Eastmont bullpen. I believe that's Joe Murphy, the sophomore, tossing. In fact, it is. He's a southpaw. Meanwhile, we will see a courtesy runner come on. Vinny Cortez will go over to first base. And Popoff will get a little bit more time in the dugout to rest before coming out to the hill whenever this 3rd out is recorded here in the 2nd inning. Inside for a ball in the first pitch to Bedoya. Eastmont's only up by 3, but the way Almaguer has looked on the mound, they've got to be thinking about 10 running Sunnyside Grizzlies as they did the other day. A 1-0. Taking off from first is the runner Cortez. This one's hit high in the air to left and turning and twisting a little bit, but jumping up to make the catch is Velarde. And at last, the side is retired. 7 men come to the plate. 2 runs come across on 1 hit. And Eastmont extends its lead to 5-2 after 2 innings. We'll have the 3rd inning and more after this as you're watching live on the NCW Life channel.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
We're back at Dan White Field as we have a pitching change for the Eastmont Wildcats. Joe Murphy will come on to relieve Austin Popoff, who went 2 innings, allowed 3 runs. I believe only... No, they will all be earned. 2 runs on 4 hits. The 2 errors committed by Eastmont came later. not affecting those 2 runs. So, as I mentioned, both coming across will be earned. Murphy coming into this game, the southpaw, with a 15.75 ERA. Looks like it's going to be just a clean switch. Popoff off, and Murphy is on. Down in the count, 2-0 to Fabian Chavez, the catcher for the Sunnyside Grizzlies. 1 walk issued by Popoff and 3 strikeouts. Murphy having a little bit of trouble early on with the leadoff batter, Chavez. 3 balls and no strikes. The southpaw kicks and fires. There's a strike, a little bit low in the zone, but it gets there nonetheless. Tall sophomore. A very tall battery made between Murphy and the catcher, Singleton. Fighting his way back into the count. The 3-1, that goes way outside the backstop, and he issues a leadoff walk to Chavez. So Popoff, the starter's day is done. We'll see if his mound counter opponent's day is done. Almaguer, who ended the top of the 2nd inning with a fielder's choice, allowed 3 runs in the 1st inning and 2 in the 2nd. As Singleton will trot out to the mound. I'd like to thank another one of our sponsors this season, One Way Construction, a premier custom home builder and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. Visit them online at onewayconstructionnw.com. So Chavez at first on the leadoff walk. That'll bring up Jaime Jimenez, the designated hitter. Looking through the numbers for Murphy this season, he's allowed 3 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 5, struck out 2, make that 6 walks now after walking this leadoff batter. Jimenez was ready to roll. Now he steps out real quickly. Murphy has only tossed an inning and a third in 2 outings. This is his 3rd. This one hit over to short. Toss to second for 1, on to first. The throw can't be handled. As it goes, it'll stay. A little bit of confusion from the 2 base runners. I think the Grizzlies didn't think that ball was, I think they thought it was caught by the shortstop, Andrus. But Andrus, it looked pretty clear to me that one went down, hit the ground in front of him. He let it take 1 bounce to try and get the double play. So should be an out at second and a runner at first on an errant throw. And now the 2 umpires are going to discuss it. Again, that was a ball that Jimenez hit over to short. And Andrews handled it on 1 bounce right in front of his glove. He flipped to second to get the out there. Tossed to first. So the lead runner, yes, they have that figured out now. It's a fielder's choice. It's going to go 6-4. Errant throw over to first, could not complete the double play. Lead runner is out, 1 out in the inning. Jimenez safe at first, as I mentioned, the relay couldn't get there in time. David Velarde at the plate, 1 on, 1 out. Murphy getting the out on the fielder's choice, hoping for a double play. Southpaw fires. That's inside. Can't be handled by Singleton. Off to the races towards second, but gunned down is the runner Jimenez. A great throw from Singleton, who couldn't handle the pitch. It went to his left, but he scampered over. The runner, Jimenez, really didn't get as good of a jump as he would have liked. And he is gunned down by Singleton. Caught stealing. Mark that one down, 2-6 in your scorebook. We got a quick timeout as Kimmerly, who caught that ball, the second baseman, may have taken a cleat to the ankles as Jimenez was sliding into second. Hopefully he's all right. So, as head coach Schmitten will come out there and have a chat with him. Everyone just getting a quick discussion in. Remind you of some of our other upcoming broadcasts here on the NCW Life channel. Saturday, we're going to have the Quincy at Wenatchee boys soccer game. That's going to be back from March 12th. That'll be taking place at 2 p.m. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen on the call. And we'll have a replay of Game 2 from the BCHL playoffs at 7 p.m. Vernon Vipers at the Wenatchee Wild back from March 31st. Arch Ecker on the call of that one. Those are coming up this Saturday, April 6th. And then on Sunday, we have got a couple other games. Eastmont taking on Wenatchee Boys Soccer at 2 p.m. Sella at Wenatchee Boys Lacrosse at 7 p.m., both previously recorded broadcasts. 1-1 is the count to David Velarde, batting with no one on and 2 outs. So Murphy, despite allowing both batters before him to reach, might be able to face the minimum of the inning. Almost was able to get the inning to come to an end there as this ball was sliced foul to the right side by Velarde, but it goes right in between the first baseman Schneider and the right fielder Banning. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. A walk to start the inning, a fielder's choice erased that runner. And then a caught stealing put 2 outs on the board. And now it's a 2 ball and 2 strike count to David Velarde. Another 2-2 pitch. Just off the plate, so the count is full. Eastmont off to a great start, leading 5-2, trying to wrap up this top of the third. Payoff pitch, swung on and hit over towards short. Andrus gloves, fires to first. A nice extension by Schneider, and the out is recorded. The unconventional 1-2-3 as the reliever Murphy in his first inning faces the minimum. No runs, no hits, no one left on, and we're through 2.5. It's 5-2 Eastmont. Continue watching with us after these messages right here on the NCW Live channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We'll do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
5-2 Eastmont hanging on to the lead after a scoreless top of the third inning tossed by Joe Murphy, relieving today's starter Austin Popoff. Popoff had a great second inning after a little bit of struggles in that first inning. Overall, he exited after allowing 2 runs on 4 hits. Peyton Andrus will lead things off for Eastmont. He struck out for the second out in the first inning. Looking to get on base. Andrus and the man after him, Kimmerly, are the only ones to not reach base in any capacity so far today for Eastmont. 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second for the Wildcats. Ed Almaguer still on the hill after allowing 2 to come across last inning, 3 in the first, as I mentioned. He's also allowed 4 hits compared to his starting pitcher counterpart, Popoff. Strike in there to make it 1-1. Eastmont looking to pick up the victory today. And if they do, it will mark the first time this season that Eastmont has won consecutive games. Pretty crazy to believe. 3-5 overall in the young season. Breaking ball from Almaguer is in there for a strike. Andrus entered today hitting .333. He's playing at shortstop. Going to stay alive in the count or get on. The kick and the pitch from the southpaw, way inside for a ball. These two will do it again, probably about a half hour after this first game is concluded. They'll do it again right here at Dan White Field. we only have game 1 for you here on the NCW Live channel, but nonetheless, going to have it be an Eastmont win. Count is full now to Andrus. Andrus leading off the inning. No one on right now, obviously. The payoff pitch from Almaguer. Swing and a miss, and down swing for the second time today is Andrus. There's one out in the bottom of the third. Today's broadcast is being sponsored by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals and a homey old-fashioned dining room. Open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9 p.m. Call 509-665-9529. First pitch from Almaguer to Kimmerly is going to be hit into left field for a base hit and maybe more underneath the legs of the left fielder Velarde. He recovers and gets it in. Missing the cutoff man, but the third baseman Nieto is there to back it up. And into second base with a one-out base hit is Kimmerly. That's the second error of the game on the left fielder Velarde. Picked up an error last inning that helped a run come across. So Kimmerly over at second base and Jordan Singleton batting. Singleton on the second pitch of his at-bat in the second inning put down a bunt on the left side. As perfect of a push bunt as you could get down. And he reached first base pretty easily. Now he bats with a runner in scoring position and one out in the bottom of the third inning, and his Wildcats up by 3 runs. Almaguer has his sign and delivers way inside. Almaguer's line a little hectic right now, very busy. He's allowed 5 runs. Believe only 3 of them will be earned, though. There's a ball. 3-0 to Singleton. Check that. I think only 2 of these runs are going to be earned from Almaguer thus far. 3-0 pitch is low into the zone, but catching enough of the strike zone to continue the at-bat with Singleton. As I mentioned pregame, Coach Brandon Schmitten intends to have Singleton behind the dish for both games. Swings and misses at this one, and the count is full. You don't see a lot of catchers catch both games of a doubleheader. That is a lot to ask of their knees. But Schmitten showing his confidence in his catcher, who will step out again to take a little more time before this at-bat. Sometimes when a pitcher is really going well, you hear a batter, maybe not in the moment, but later on admit that he likes to step out to mess with the rhythm. See whatever he can do to change something up in the at-bat. Payoff pitch inside, ball 4. And the inning continues with runners now on first and second. Jackson Brown will step to the plate. Courtesy runner will come on for Singleton. Again, that's going to be Vinny Cortez, the junior, replacing Singleton, the other junior. Singleton has reached base in both of his plate appearances. Cortez on for him at first and Kimmerly at second. First pitch swing in, hitting one over to third is Brown. Couldn't be handled initially by the third baseman Nieto, and his throw to first base was a little bit high, so the bases are now going to be loaded for the Wildcats. Well, it's got to be another error on the scoreboard. We'll see what Ken Murtaugh puts down. Would be hard to justify that as a base hit, I'll say. And he will put it down as another error. That will go to the third baseman Nieto. 4 errors in not even 3 innings. 1 out in the bottom of the third, and the sack's full for the Wildcats. First pitch to Massey misses. Kimmerly at third after a 1-out single, reached second on an error. Singleton at second base after the walk, and Brown over at first after reaching for the second time, in part thanks to an error. Fouled away. It's 1-1. Now Brown last inning singled and then went to second on an error. That's 2 errors in this inning for the Grizzlies. 1-1 misses. Kalen Massey singled and scored in the first inning, had a productive at-bat in the second, an RBI ground out. So no at-bat there. He's technically 1 for 1 today. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ed Almaguer kicks and fires. Swung on, and that's going to get down for a base hit, bringing at least 1 in. Coming in to score is 1 run. That's Kimmerly, and right behind him, Cortez, the courtesy runner, will come in as well. He was on his high horses, and he does his job. It's now 7-2 Eastmont. Massey with his second and third RBIs of the day is at first, Brown at second, and the Wildcats for the 3rd straight inning are on the scoreboard. Kimmerly and Cortez scoring to push the deficit to 5 runs. Now at the plate is Lucas Banning. Walked and reached on an error and scored a run, stolen 2 bases. We'll see if the Wildcats are active on the base paths. 1 out in the inning. Unconventional seeing someone steal third, but Massey as a center fielder is going to have pretty decent speed, though he hasn't attempted any stolen bases yet. You don't see the number 3 hitter being the one doing the bulk of the stealing too often. If you recall, though, back in that first inning, it was Banning, Schneider, and Popoff. 3 batters in a row doing all the running for the Wildcats. They all stole a base. Banning added another stolen base in the second inning. No steals yet this inning for the Wildcats, though. 2-0 the count to the right-handed hitting right fielder Banning. The kick and the pitch popped up. Middle of the infield, it's going to be an infield fly. Coming on and securing it anyway, though, is Rodriguez, and there's 2 outs in the inning. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Jaron Schneider, the first baseman. Schneider to bat with runners at first and second, and the Wildcats up 7-2. 6 hits overall in the ball game. They've also benefited from 4 Sunnyside errors. Almaguer's first offering misses for a ball. Austin Popoff, who started this ball game as the pitcher, it looks like he will remain in as a designated hitter as this one was fouled away by Schneider. Popoff currently on deck. It's a 1-1 count to Schneider. 2 outs and runners at first and second in the bottom of the 3rd inning. More action in the bullpen for Eastmont, but it's just Murphy getting some extra tossing in. He came on to relieve Popoff, the on-deck batter, in the top of the inning, tossing a scoreless frame. 2 batters reached, but it did get a 1-2-3 inning out of it. Walk, fielder's choice, a caught stealing, and another ground out to end it. Low in the zone for another ball, 2-2. Heck of a lead off of second for Brown. Right after Almaguer got that ball, he ended up back at second base himself, and it wasn't because he was dilly-dallying. He was scampering back to the bag. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, first and second for the Wildcats. Swung on and missed. 4 strike 3. Schneider goes down swinging, but the Wildcats get 2 more, and it's 7-2 after 3 innings. We'll have the 4th in a moment right here on the NCW Life Channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha Frapitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Today's high school sports broadcast on the NCW Life Channel is being brought to you by One Way Construction. Founded in 2000, One Way is a premier custom home builder and construction company in Leavenworth, Kashmir, Chelan, Wenatchee, and north central Washington areas. Whether your project requires general contracting, framing, concrete, or consulting services, they want to be a part of making your vision a reality. They believe that great communication and customer service plays the most important role of a successful construction project. Find them on the web at onewayconstructionnw.com. Joe Murphy on for his second inning of relief. And a 1-1 count facing Logan Rodriguez. Well, there was a strikeout to start and end the bottom of the third inning. Get to that in a moment as it's a single to center field off the bat of Rodriguez. First hit for him in today's ballgame. Second time he's reached after advancing to first on an error in the second. But anyways, back to that bottom of the third inning. It started and ended with a strikeout for the Wildcats, but in between plating 2 runners and sending 5 batters to the plate. Took advantage of 2 errors by the Grizzlies. A toss over to first, runner back safely. Matt Serta at the plate, pinch hit in the second inning. Maintained this game to play over at first base. 1-0 to him. Check the runner over at first by Murphy. Now he fires home. That one misses for another ball. Serta struck out swinging. Came in an 0-2 count. Took a ball and then tried to put down a bunt attempt and fouled it away. That was strike 3. Connects on this one. Gloves back to the mound. Bobbled for a moment. The toss to second. On to first on the bounce. It's a double play. 1-6-3 on the putout, and there's 2 away here in the fourth. Murphy bobbled the ball initially, lost it, tossed it to second, and the throw from second base over to first base by the shortstop Peyton Andrus was a little low, but a nice glove by Schneider to complete the double play. Ball delivered to Sergio Peralta. So for the second consecutive inning, despite allowing at least 1 runner to reach, Murphy has a chance to face the minimum. Fouled away to the right side. Count is 1-1. Peralta reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. One and 1 is the count. 2 outs. Pitch from the southpaw drops in for another strike. Murphy looking for his first punch out of the day. He's allowed 1 base hit, walked a batter. Just got a double play a moment ago. Now looking for that first punch out. Kicks and delivers. A late swing, lazily tapped foul. Yeah, bat will continue. Joe Murphy making a look at a second consecutive clean inning. The starter Popoff allowed 2 runs, both earned, and he does get the strikeout. Murphy gets Peralta swinging to conclude the 4th inning. 6 up, 6 down so far, facing the minimum as Murphy. We're through 3.5. Eastmont with a commanding 7-2 lead. We'll have more after these messages right here on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Kashmir. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homely, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
Austin Popoff started today's game as the pitcher, and now he moved into the designated hitter role after being replaced in the third inning. He will lead things off here for the Eastmont Wildcats in the fourth inning. Eastmont leading today's ball game by a score of 7-2. 6 hits for the Wildcats. Their opponents, the Grizzlies, only have 4, but Sunnyside has also committed 4 errors. You don't often see a team's errors matching the amount of hits they have. But Sunnyside been slinging the ball around a little too lazily, and they've made a few errors, and that's really cost them pretty much so far. The deficit in this ball game is almost has just one more than the number of errors that they have. So Popoff to lead things off. Singled in 2 runs in the first inning and was hit by a pitch. Connects on this pitch and skies it in the air to center field. That's going to get down next to the fence. Handled by the center fielder Clampett. He'll fire towards second, but not before Popoff is in there for the 3rd time today, reaching base. His second base hit of the day. It's a leadoff double to start off this bottom of the 4th. Popoff into scoring position. 1 pitch in to the bottom of the 4th inning. Eastmont has scored in every inning so far. Looking to add to that here. Ed Almaguer still on the hill. Southpaw fires in, fouled away. The first pitch to David Bedoya. Action in the Eastmont bullpen. Murphy has tossed a pair of clean innings with a little help from his defense. The 0-1. Breaking ball drops out of the zone to Bedoya. Great day for baseball, and Eastmont has made the most of it, to say the very least so far, leading 7-2 through 3.5 as they bat here in the bottom of the 4th. Connecting on this one and getting a base hit is Bedoya. Holding up at third, though, is Popoff, as doing a nice job of getting to that ball was the center fielder Clampett. So runners at the corners and no outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bedoya aboard for the 2nd time today, his first base hit. Peyton Andrus comes to the plate. Andrus has struck out twice. Came in with a very solid .333 batting average, but has seen that drop down. He takes the ball. Andrus, a nice couple plays at shortstop. Helped start a double play an inning ago. Swings and misses. 1-1. Andrus a little frustrated at the plate, and he just got asked by his head coach to take another look over at third base. Ball and a strike. Scoreboard reading 2-2, but we'll go with 1-1. Runner takes off from first. Pitch is out. The throw to second will instead not occur, as holding on to that is Chavez. So I mentioned before, sometimes you see in those first and third situations, a runner at third, if the catcher releases the ball, will try to come home on the play. Looks like we got a couple changes and potentially a change on the mound as well. We'll update you on those in just a moment. Stay tuned after these messages as you're watching today's game on the NCW Life channel.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support. Thanks, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
So it looked like we had a pitching change, but looks like Ed Almaguer will stay on the hill. After a stolen base by David Bedoya. Count is 2-1. It looked like Almaguer was ready to exit the game. Someone had come out for him. Looked like Sunnyside may have made a change. Instead, they do have someone warming up in the right field bullpen. Don't have the numbers for the Sunnyside Grizzlies today. 3-1 misses, and Peyton Andrus will reach base for the first time today. That means everyone on the Wildcats has at least touched first base once. Andrus aboard. Bases are full of Wildcats. Joe Murphy coming to the plate. First plate appearance of the day for Murphy. Check that, his second plate appearance. Singled and reached second base on an error last inning. Oh, and 1 is the count. Bases full of Wildcats. They've scored in every inning yet to, though, this inning. Way ahead of that fastball, though. Could not connect to it. Murphy batting from the left side against the southpaw Almaguer. Landon Kimberly had been in this spot in the lineup as the second baseman, but he is no longer in it. Swing and a miss again, and down on 3 pitches is Murphy. That's the first out of the inning. Everyone's staying put so far. Big first down for Almaguer, is now coming up to the plate will be Singleton. I'd like to thank Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning for sponsoring today's broadcast. They service all brands of commercial and residential HVAC systems. Call 509-884-6444 for more information. Almaguer delivers, and it's chopped foul to the right side off the bat of Singleton. 4th inning of work for Almaguer. He's got 1 out in the inning, but loaded up the bases before that. Popoff doubled to start off the inning. He's at third base. Bedoya singled. He stole second, and Andrus walked. Go to first. Another foul ball off the bat of Singleton. Left side this time. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Kick and the pitch from Almaguer. That one bounces in front of the plate, but handled by Chavez. Talked about it before. 4 stolen bases, rather 5 now, make that, for Eastmont. The only inning they didn't steal a base was in the 3rd. A couple pass balls and a couple wild pitches as well added in there, and it's been a day of, looks like, miscommunication from Almaguer and Chavez. Breaking ball is in there for called. Strike 3. The throw over to third base, though, gets away from the Edo. So coming around to score will be Popoff. Everyone else goes up 90 feet. So a called strike 3. The error on the catcher. That's gonna, yeah, that will go to Chavez. That should be error number 5 Throw over to third was not in time. Was underneath the glove of Nieto. As a result, coming in to score was Popoff. So that's another unearned run. Bedoya to third, Andrus to second. And now it looks like we do have a pitching change. So we will take a moment to step aside, and after these messages, we'll update you on that pitching change. It is happening for real this time. A flurry of changes, it sure seems like, here for the Grizzlies. Stay tuned right here. Eastmont up 8-2. You're watching the NCW Live channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We'll do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
We're back at Dan White Field, and this time coming back from a pitching change. Thought we were earlier in this inning, an odd decision. You don't usually see a manager come out with a pitcher and then almost call an audible on it, but nonetheless, that was what Sunnyside did earlier in the inning. This time, though, they do bring in a new pitcher. Sergio Peralta will come on in place of Ed Almaguer, who will actually move toward to center field. Clampett goes from center to second base. And Peralta, as we mentioned, to the mound. Not much of a bench overall, and they're pretty much exhausting it here. 3 men on the bench for the Grizzlies. Second and third for Eastmont. Fouled away. The first pitch to Jackson Brown. His 4th plate appearance of the day and in as many innings. Eastmont with a 6-run lead. Brown has grounded out, singled and scored, and reached on an error. Takes that one on the backside, though, and he'll reach base painfully for the 3rd consecutive inning. And that brings up Kalen Massey. Pair of singles and 3 RBIs. Massey batting from the right side, but the base is full of Wildcats. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. 1 run already across for Eastmont. They got 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 1st. Connects on a low pitch, hits it over toward the shortstop Rodriguez on the run, fires the first, not in time. 1 run is in, and thinking about coming around was the other runner, Andrus, but he will stay put at 3rd. Infield RBI single for Massey. His 4th RBI of the day. 9-2, Eastmont ahead. Brown to 2nd. Andrus the 3rd, as I mentioned, Bedoya coming in to score. So at least 2 runs in every inning so far for Eastmont. They're looking to make it double-digit runs overall. Right now, still bases loaded, and taking for a ball is Lucas Banning, the 8th batter of the inning. Banning has walked, reached on an error, and popped out to the shortstop. Rodriguez a moment ago made as good of a play as you really could have. On the run, the throw was just a little bit late. Low and in the zone, that's another ball. Sergio Peralta on the hill in place of Ed Almaguer. Almaguer exited after allowing, right now, 9 runs. Batter 3rd, Andrus, is still his property. 3-0 is the count to Banning, meanwhile. Three and 2/3, and obviously not the effort you would have liked, but one that'll earn him some brownie points. Is really just taking one for the team today was Almaguer. He's in center field right now. Strike, meanwhile, was delivered to Banning a moment ago. 3-1. That's ball 4, and another run will come in for Eastmont. Double-digit runs for the Wildcats. It's now 10-2. It's the second time this week they've scored 10 or more runs against the Sunnyside Grizzlies, and they still got an opportunity to put on a few more here as it's their third run of the fourth inning. Good old RBI walk for Banning, and Schneider will now bat as the number 9 batter of the inning. First 3 batters of the inning all have reached base and scored. Popoff, Bedoya, and Andrus. Schneider took ball 1. 5 straight balls now thrown by Peralta. Kicks and fires the second one. That's another ball. Fighting for a strike at this point. He'll do whatever he can do. Eastmont with an 8-run lead. Hoping to tack on 2 more here. Potentially 10-run the Grizzlies, but this one has popped up. Shallow center field and moving back just a little bit to make the catches. Clamp it, and the side at last is retired. 3 runs come across for Eastmont on 3 hits, and they now lead by a score of 10-2 after 4 innings. We'll have more in a moment right here on the NCW Live channel.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Deal of a start as you could have liked for this game for the Eastmont Wildcats. They lead 10-2 after 4 innings in today's ball game. 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, and 3 more in the fourth inning. Eastmont off to just a really strong start. They allowed 2 in the top of the first inning, but that has been it so far. 2 runs for the Sunnyside Grizzlies in that inning with their first 2 in a couple games. First time this season, actually, they had put multiple on the board. They did score 1 on Monday against Eastmont, but a nice job early on. But since then, kind of booting the ball around the infield a little too much. Pitching change to start off this 5th inning for the Wildcats. Joe Murphy tossed 2 solid innings. And in his place, I believe that was Joe Richards, Cooper Richards, who's coming on. Cooper Richards will toe the rubber. Another southpaw. Popoff, the starter, was a right-hander. Murphy was a southpaw. He only allowed 1 hit, walked 1 batter, didn't allow any runs, and struck out 1 batter as well. Richards missed on the first pitch to Dylan Clampett. The second one misses as well. Clampett started this game in center field, moved over to second base last inning. Two and 0 the count. Richards, the freshman, fires. This one's hit in the air to left center, and that's going to get down. Handled by Massey. He'll fire it in. Wide turnaround first, but retreating back to the bag will be Clampett. So it's a base hit, his second of the ball game. He's actually reached base in all 3 of his plate appearances. Now Miguel Nieto will step up to the plate. Nieto put down a sacrifice bunt in the first inning and struck out in the second. batting for the first time in 3 innings. He'll take a strike from Richards. Five hits in the ball game for Sunnyside. One of them starting off this inning. Very quickly, it's an 0-2 count to Nieto. Almaguer is on deck. Started this game as the pitcher, moved to center field last inning. Kick and the pitch from Richards, looking for the strikeout. Late swing, tapped over toward the second baseman, Kimberly, and they'll toss over to first in time for out number 1. Advancing to second base on the play is Clampett, but the Wildcats will take that as they get the out. A little too soft for that one to be turned into a double play. Looks like there may be some changes actually on this infield for the Wildcats. I believe actually now playing second is Andrus. Meanwhile, Almaguer will take a ball on the first offering. So it's Andrus over at second. I believe Popoff is into the game after being the pitcher, the designated hitter. Now he's the shortstop. Ball gets away, pass ball. Singleton couldn't handle it. Heading over to third will be Clampett. So runner 90 feet away from scoring. Wildcats hoping to avoid giving up their first run since the first inning. That one is off the plate in the dirt. Struggling for a moment to find it was Singleton, but he recovers. 3 balls and no strikes the count to Almaguer. Drove in a run with an RBI double in the first inning and hit into a fielder's choice with the bases loaded in the second. And he'll take ball 4 here, a 4-pitch walk. Going back real quickly to that at-bat Almaguer had in the second, that was a chance for the Grizzlies to really stay in this game. At the time, it was only a 1-run lead for Eastmont, and if Sunnyside even gets 1 across, who knows what else they're able to do in that inning. But instead, Eastmont responded by getting 2 more in the bottom of that inning, and Sunnyside hasn't scored since the first still. There's a strike delivered to Fabian Chavez. Check a first. The runner's also at third. Richards comes home, and this one is fouled away. Sunnyside down by 8. 1 out in the 5th inning. Chavez batting in an 0-2 count. 5 hits, but also 5 errors committed by the visiting Grizzlies. The 0-2 again, breaking ball that just misses. The crowd wanted that one. But the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. These two in a long game number 1. Started at 4:02. It's 5:43 right now. 1-2, swung on, hit over toward the shortstop. Popoff to second for 1, on to first. It bounces, but it's handled by the first baseman Schneider, and it's a double play. 6-4-3 to end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th in a moment. 10-2 Eastmont. You're watching today's game on NCW Life.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Today's broadcast of high school sports right here on the NCW Life Channel is being brought to you by BioSports Physical Therapy, who provides the best environment, most qualified, and experienced therapists in North Central Washington. You have the right to select your healthcare team. Why wouldn't you choose the best? Choose BioSports. We move into the bottom of the fifth inning. Eastmont with a 10-2 lead. They got a double play ball to end the top of this fifth inning. Second time in as many innings that Eastmont has recorded a double play. Stranding a total of 2 runners on base in that one. Leadoff batter reached on a hit, but that was all. A clean inning for Cooper Richards otherwise. So now the Wildcats go into the bottom of the inning. They sent 9 men to the plate last inning and scored 3 runs. They lead 10-2 right now. Looking to add some more. Austin Popoff, the shortstop, comes to the plate. And he takes ball 1 off the plate. Popoff started this game as the pitcher, moved to DH, and is now the shortstop. He kick-started that double play to wrap up the top of this inning. That's from the right side. And he'll get on base another time. This one might be extra bases into right center field, rounding first and heading towards second. He'll get the break sign. Thought about maybe third, but eases up, and he's into second base with his second extra base hit of the game, 3rd overall. And this is really eerily similar to how last inning started, a leadoff double from Popoff. That brings up David Bedoya playing at third base today. Bedoya has reached twice, a single and a walk. Kick and the pitch from Sergio Peralta is in there for a strike. Peralta came on last inning, loaded up the bases, allowed a couple runs to score, but that was, I guess you say that was all. A tough inning for him. He struggled with his command. Oh, did he just balk there, or was time called? There will be a balk. I think Popoff thought, not Popoff rather, Peralta thought time had been called, but instead it's going to be a balk issued. Popoff heads over to third base. "90 feet away from scoring is Popoff. Bedoya at the plate. And he takes a ball. You can just see these Eastmont hitters. They are just chopping at the bit to get a chance to smack a ball out of the infield. A 1-1. Swung on. Left of the mound. This might be a little trouble. On the run. Making the play is Nieto to first. A little bit low, but is able to be handled by Serta, the first baseman, and coming in to score is Popoff for the second time today. It's an RBI ground out, rather, going 5-3 by Bedoya, and it's now 11-2 Eastmont. So one more to make it a 10-run lead and go into the 6th inning, needing just a clean top of the 6th inning to pick up the win. Braden Tomlinson at the plate, perhaps in place of Andrus. Andrus was batting in this spot, played second in the top of this inning. Tomlinson, the junior, may be coming on for him. Hits one off the bag at second. Tough play over to first, as whiffing on that attempt was Rodriguez, but Clampett right there behind him to back it up. Threw it to first, but apparently not able to be handled by the first baseman, Serta. So Braden Tomlinson wastes no time. One pitch in. Hits it hard up the middle and is aboard. Joe Murphy at the plate. Swings in, fouls one hard off of the catcher Chavez. Chavez looks like he's okay. Murphy was a pitcher for a couple innings, moving into that DH role, though, after he exited. Tomlinson at first after the infield single. 1-1 is the count now to Murphy. One hit in every inning, at least for the Wildcats, and at least 2 runs as well in every inning. 1-1 is off the plate. Murphy got his first at-bat in the 3rd inning, singled. Came around to score, struck out last inning. Takes the ball upstairs. Pop throw to first is not in time. Is back with a slide is Tomlinson. 3-1. 1 out. 1 run already in. It's 11-2 Eastmont. The pitch. Well off speed and well off the plate. First and second now for the Wildcats as Murphy reaches for the second time today. Eastmont with runners at first and second and 1 out. Leading by a score of 11-2. Looks like we may have another pinch hitter. Logan Schneider has come on in place of Jordan Singleton. First pitch is in there for a strike. So a flurry of changes for Eastmont. Second pinch hitter of the evening. Of the inning and of the evening as well, actually. 1-1 is the count. First and second, 1 out. Wildcats bat here in the bottom of the fifth, up by 9 runs. They're out hitting their opponent by 6 runs, and the Grizzlies have committed 3 more errors. Popped up behind the plate. Chavez moving back. Lost sight of it for a moment, but recovers and makes the catch. So it's a foul fly out for Logan Schneider for the second out here in the 5th inning. Top of the order we go. Jackson Brown comes up for the 5th time today and has many innings. First and second and 2 out. Batting from the right side against Peralta. The first pitch to Brown has popped up. First base side. Serta moving near foul territory, makes the play in fair territory and gets the out. So Eastmont retired, but for the 5th consecutive inning, they get at least 1 run in the inning, and they lead 11-2 after 5 innings. We'll have the 6th inning after these messages right here on NCW Life.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
We're ready to go in inning number 6 with Eastmont leading Sunnyside 11-2. Game 1 of their doubleheader. Game 1 might take it out of these guys, though, as this has been a long and arduous battle, I'd say, really mostly for Sunnyside, as they've been trailing for all but 1 inning so far. They led 2-0 after the top of the first, but Sunnyside gave up 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning and have given up at least 1 run in every inning since. Jaime Jimenez swings and misses at the first offering from Cooper Richards in this bottom of the 6th. Excuse me, top of the 6th, rather. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Grizzlies. 11 runs on 11 hits for the Wildcats. Kick in the offering from Richards. That's in there for another strike. Looks like Logan Schneider has stayed in the game to do the catching. Believe Braden Tomlinson is at second. Otherwise, pretty normal. Pretty much the same look. 0-2, way ahead of that pitch is Jimenez, and he goes down swinging for out number 1 in the 6th. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by the Windmill Restaurant in Wenatchee. The Windmill Restaurant of Wenatchee prides itself on being a local legend for 80 years. The Windmill features slow-roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks, and fresh seafood. Homemade dressings on pies are made daily and are the mainstay of this legendary landmark restaurant. Pop-up right side is just foul. Well, plenty foul, but just out of play. The Windmill has a full bar and an excellent selection of beer and wine from which to choose. Call the Windmill today at 665-9529. No balls, one strike. David Velarde, the left fielder, at the plate. Swing and a miss, and he's down in the hole 0-2. So a moment ago, Richards got his first strikeout of the game, and he's looking for his second right here. Infield back everywhere except for the third baseman, Bedoya. O2 is off the plate for a ball, looking for a chase. Saw Jimenez on that third pitch of the last at-bat, way ahead of it. He just wanted to make contact. That or looking to try to sit down pretty quickly, but Velarde a little bit more patient. Richards kicks and fires. Inside just a bit and low. So the count moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Two actually. Scoreboard just fixed now. Now it's 3-2, as it looks like Velarde was confused by that as well, or was it a walk? No, it is 3-2 now. Velarde tossed his bat, then hesitated, then continued running some more, and now is back in the batter's box. So an eventful ball 3. The count is full at last. Payoff pitch coming from Richards. Kicks and fires. Called. Strike 3. You had to know that whole time that if that pitch was taken, that was going to be called a strike. And even if they do occasionally make mistakes, umpires don't like to admit them. Hey, boy, I think if that was going to be anything close, that was going to be called a strike, and that's exactly what we saw right there. Velarde down on strikes, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Richards. And they'll bring up the number 7 hitter, Logan Rodriguez, the shortstop for Sunnyside. First pitch from Richards, swung on, not going to make it out of the infield as catching that liner is pop-off, and that does it. 1-2-3, go the Grizzlies in the top of the 6th. Eastmont coming to bat in a moment after these messages on the NCW Live channel.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We'll do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
On to the bottom of the 6th inning we go. It's 11-2. Eastmont well ahead of Sunnyside. Boy, this game was a little dramatic early on through 2 innings. Though the Wildcats at that time did lead by 3 runs, it sure seemed like it might be a dogfight as the opposing Grizzlies scored 2 in the top of the 1st, loaded the bases, but didn't score in the top of the 2nd. Eastmont 5 runs at that point, but it seemed like they're going to need way more to really pull off the victory. And they are going to need at least 1 more here to end it in this bottom of the 6th inning. The 10-run ruled the Grizzlies, but the Wildcats have done a great job buckling down on the mound ever since then. No runs allowed in any inning since the 1st. Sergio Peralta on since the 4th inning, kicks and fires, swing and a miss. Way behind that one was Kalen Massey. Massey batted in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings and did not get on in the 5th, but leads off the 6th inning. The 0-2 to him, off speed, just misses. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control, your local North Central Washington pest control experts, serving Wenatchee, Chelan, Leavenworth, Quincy, Moses Lake, Ephrata, and everyone in between. Call 509-797-0090. Grounded up the middle, off the glove of the second baseman, Clampett. And reaching will be Massey for the 4th time today. They'll give that one a base hit. That's a tough play on the run, even if Clampett was able to get a glove on that one. So it's the 4th single of the day for Massey as well. Lucas spanning up to the plate. No hits for him, but he's reached base 3 times, a pair of walks, and also got a board on an error. Check that. Looks like in his place that will be Cooper Richards, actually. Richards, the pitcher of the last 2 innings. Batting in that spot now. Pitch goes away. Richards wanted the base runner Massey to advance, but he got the sign a little too late. Richards at the plate going against the right-hander Peralta. Connects. Hits this one over to second. This might be 2. No, bobbled again. And no, they will not get any outs out of that one, will Sunnyside. Clampett couldn't get that ball out of his glove fast enough to relay to second, so everyone is going to be safe. Richards aboard, Massey will be as well. And that one will go as an error on Clampett. That's the 6th error of the ball game for Sunnyside. They've got game 2 coming up after this one still. Off speed, it misses. 1-0 the count to Jaron Schneider. We talked about the defensive issues in this one. 2 errors for Eastmont, 6 for Sunnyside. Popped up foul, left side. Giving a look, but unable to get a play on this. It goes over the fence. Is the catcher Chavez. We talked about the defense before the game. Eastmont head coach Brandon Schmitten really raved about his defense, thought that they might be even better than the Seattle Mariners. And we took a look at the numbers, did Schmitten and I, and boy, it's pretty close. Eastmont entered today with a .957 fielding percentage. The Mariners, .958. So close, but no cigar. Off speed and off the plate for another ball. It's 2-1. (11-2) Eastmont leads. 7 more hits, 4 fewer errors than Sunnyside. Peralta delivers. Chopped, just barely foul to the left side. 2 on and no outs here, but a 2-2 count to Jaron Schneider. Eastmont with the win today will win consecutive games for the first time this season. 2-2 from Peralta. Swung on hit in the gap into left field, getting the wave around third, and coming around to score easily will be Massey, and I believe that will do it. Yes, it will. A 10-run rule victory for Eastmont as they pick up the 12-2 decision. The RBI single by Schneider gives them the victory in Game 1 of this doubleheader. And just like that, the Wildcats have won consecutive games for the first time this season. We'll be back to wrap up Game 1 of this doubleheader in just a moment right here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Paprika mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
We're back here one last time at Dan White Field today as Eastmont picks up a 12-2 victory in Game 1 of their doubleheader against Sunnyside. It started off not too bad for Sunnyside, but pretty much went downhill from the bottom of the first inning on as they scored 2 runs in the top of the first inning. Eastmont from then on out would score at least 1 run in every inning, picking up a 10-run rule victory over the Sunnyside Grizzlies in 6 innings. The win in this game is actually going to go to Cooper Richards, who tossed these last 2 scoreless innings, struck out 2 batters, 1 looking, 1 swinging. Yeah, nice victory for the freshman there. He's the only batter to pitch into the 5th inning, so by rule pick up the victory in this one. But overall, a solid effort from Eastmont. They came into this game facing a team who had scored 2 runs all season, did allow 2 runs to them in the top of the first. But to their credit, the Wildcats buckled down from there on out, and they pick up the victory here today. At least every batter who hit in this game for Eastmont, every starter reached base, and as I mentioned, at least 1 run in every inning. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 1 in the 5th, and another in the 6th inning. They're getting ready for Game 2, but that does it for our coverage right here on the NCW Life channel. Thanks for tuning in with us. As we mentioned, our next sports broadcast will be taking place tomorrow at 2 p.m. Quincy at Wenatchee Boys Soccer at 2 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel. I'm Joel Norman signing off, saying we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching High School Sports on the NCW Life channel. Today's broadcast of High School Sports on the NCW Life channel was brought to you by Alignment Pros and Express Lube, Auto Mocha, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Biosports Physical Therapy, The Windmill Restaurant, and Harvest Valley Pest Control. This concludes tonight's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCW Life channel.